Now at 6, today marks 15 years since the disappearance of Kairen Horman from his Northwest Portland school. Our Ashley Grams has a live report on where the case stands today.
Also coming up, the search for a local arsonist who investigators say set fire to a Southeast Portland restaurant while customers were inside.
And today is Global Running Day, and all this morning we're checking in live at Dunaway Track in Southwest Portland. And coming up at 6:45, we're talking everything from giveaways to race routes. Your 6 o'clock hour of sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Wednesday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Will you be participating in Global Running Day, yes or no?
No.
Rodney Hill, will you be participating in Global Running Day?
What do you think,
No.
man?
No.
What do you think? Yes, look at me.
No.
He's running in place. I guess it counts, right?
The only one who's definitely going to participate is that man above you, Chris McGinnis. Chris will have more on Global Running Day in a few minutes. But Rod, why don't you just focus on the forecast, my friend?
Yeah. Can we take the graphics full so I can stop running? Here's our look at our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera. We talked about this yesterday, and it's happening. Big, thick push of low marine clouds coming in, producing light moisture drizzle absolutely at the coast. Look how socked that is. Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera. Also fairly socked in with fog up in the West Hills, a low cloud deck drizzle. It's made the roadways wet. This is downtown Portland from our Rose City camera, 55 degrees. This could last through mid-morning. The drizzle on and off, and maybe even some traces of moisture coming out of the low cloud deck into the afternoon. If we get any sun breaks at all today, it will be late day. Temperatures will hold in the 60s. Okay. Chris already has a traffic alert for you. Here
You know, it's been here for a while, Rod. Let me give you the different perspective. There's a disabled semi on the ramp leading up to the northbound Markham Bridge, and traffic is backing up around that. So that's our slow spot right now. We'll zoom in. I-5 northbound puttering along at about, 10 miles an hour or so from right around Macadam up onto the Markham. I'll give you a different perspective here. Door number 2 shows that backup. So that's our first trouble spot this morning. Outside of that, we're in pretty good shape. A reminder, of course, as Fleet Week is ongoing, more ships arriving today. And today, the window for those bridge lifts is from 4 to 8 p.m. A reminder that the Broadway, the Steel, and the Burnside bridges are all impacted by bridge lifts that could last up to 45 minutes. That will put a ding in your afternoon commute. So just be aware of that. Avoid those if you can. Maybe try the Fremont Bridge instead. Drew, China.
Thank you, Chris. Today marks 15 years since Kairen Horman disappeared from his Northwest Portland school.
Anyone who's been following this case will probably find it hard to believe that Kairen would be 22 years old today. The image of him as a 7-year-old is frozen in our minds. Ashley Grams is covering this story for us live outside Skyline Elementary School. Ashley, we've heard from investigators. They're not giving up. They say they're still working to solve his disappearance.
Drew, China, good morning. They are not giving up. 15 years after 7-year-old Kairen Horman disappeared, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says the investigation is ongoing and they are working to digitize the case file. Kairen was last seen here at school on June 4th in 2010. He attended the school's science fair. Kairen has not been seen or heard from since. Once the case file is digitized, the Sheriff's Office says it will be re-examined by the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, and detectives can begin to review the entire investigation. The sheriff says Kairen and his family are at the heart of their work. Ahead of this 15-year mark, KGW sat down for extended interviews with both Kairen's dad and biological mom.
When I'm 90, I'm still going to cry over this. This is something that changed our entire lives. You never move on fully from that. You don't get to a point where you get to say, oh, we get to close that door and move on to something else. It's a constant.
The Sheriff's Office says that they receive hundreds of tips every year about Kairen's case, and there is still a $50,000 reward for anyone with information leading to the resolution of Kairen's disappearance. If you know anything about this case, you are still asked to contact the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office. Guys.
Ashley Grams reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Ashley. The search continues this morning for a Washington father accused of killing his 3 young daughters. This is 32-year-old Travis Decker. His daughters were reported missing last Friday after he didn't return them after a scheduled visitation. Their bodies were found at a campground near Leavenworth on Monday. Police are now asking anyone who sees him to immediately call 911. And according to Wenatchee Police Department, Decker is a military veteran with extensive training. They do not know if he's armed and say he may pose a significant threat if he's approached. And coming up at 6:30, we hear from the community of Wenatchee who knew the girls.
Investigators also asking for help to identify the person in this video who is accused of setting a Southeast Portland restaurant on fire while it was still open and while customers were inside.
It happened around 1:30 Tuesday morning at Kati, which is a restaurant and bar that's open pretty late until about 2 in the morning. And about a dozen people were inside the restaurant at the time. When firefighters arrived, the back of the building was on fire. After making sure everyone made it out safely, crews put the fire out, preventing it from spreading to the inside.
This actually ignited where it was initially poured, but did not continue along the rest of that trailer where it could have definitely endangered the lives of those inside.
Kati is now back open. Portland Fire and Rescue is asking residents or businesses in the area to check outside security cameras for footage between 1 and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning to see if they may have caught the suspect on camera.
A construction worker is recovering after crew members say a heavy piece of equipment fell on him yesterday morning in Southwest Washington. He suffered injuries to his back, pelvis, and a leg and was life flighted from the work site in Woodland. Rotsky Inc., the Vancouver-based company that runs that site, has a history of safety issues, but they declined to comment on yesterday's accident.
Check this out. It was a big moment for one of the 2 eaglets that we've been watching grow up this spring in Big Bear, California. On Monday, the eaglet named Sunny spread her wings, flew from the family nest for the first time. Sibling Gizmo there, sitting back watching the whole thing happen. Another camera here captured the moments as Sunny circled back to her parents' favorite roost. So with that, I say, America.
America.
Rod, kind of a related story. I wanted to make sure it was accurate before I put it out there. And sure enough, yep, the Philadelphia Eagles also still the Super Bowl champions after beating the Chiefs in February. Just want to make sure we got that mentioned here this morning, Rod.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome.
Carney.
What do you got for us?
I appreciate you following up on that story that people have been thinking about, wondering about. Here's a look at our Gearhart by the Sea resort camera up in Gearhart looking south towards Seaside. So if it were clear, you'd see Tillamook Head down here, but you can't. So you can see it's kind of foggy, absolutely socked in. The pavement's wet. All of the coast cameras up and down show the same thing. And Portland looks like the coast for the most part this morning. We have the water, right? We have the low clouds. We have fog up in the West Hills, and we've been getting at least occasional drizzle falling in the city for hours now. Pavement is wet. It's been, again, drizzle to very light moisture falling. 55 degrees is the temperature. We're all in the 50s. This is that thick marine push that we projected would come in overnight into this morning. 57 in Albany. So far, Salem from the Capitol building to McNary Field hasn't been reporting much of any moisture, but the cloud deck is certainly solid up and down I-5 and all the way up to Seattle this morning. This is noon today. Clouds not budging. The green specks represent the ongoing threat of just some light moisture falling from the clouds. And we may not clear in some areas today. This keeps Portland overcast all day. Now the sun will be back tomorrow and Friday, and just like that, we'll get into warming temperatures, and we have that heat still expected for your weekend. For today, the clouds come all the way to the Cascades. You get up over the Cascades, it's going to be a mostly sunny day in central and eastern areas. Your temperatures will be in the 70s, really nice. 77 in Pilton, 74 in Madison Bend, but 50s at the coast and 60s up and down I-5. Here's the 7-day. So the drizzle and maybe even some traces of rain lingering this afternoon. 82 tomorrow, 85 Friday with the sun. The KGW weather impact alert for the first 90-degree heat of 2025. 90 on Saturday, now 94 on Sunday, which would be near record territory, and then a gradual cool off going into next week, and that is your update.